All right, let's jump right in. Have you ever stopped and wondered, what is it that really separates the great leaders, the great companies, from just everyone else? You know? Well, it turns out there's this powerful, kind of hidden pattern in how they think, how they talk. And according to Simon Sinek, it all boils down to one single question.
I mean, seriously, think about it. How is it that some brands feel like a full-on movement? They get people to literally line up for hours, right? While their competitors are just stuck, playing the same old game, just competing on price. So what is that secret sauce? What's the magic ingredient? Well, let's spend the next few minutes together and see if we can crack that code.
Okay, so to figure this out, our first clue, it's looking at the people and the companies that have done something truly remarkable. See, they don't just sell you something, they inspire you.
And what's so fascinating when you look at these examples is that it's not really about their products, is it? I mean, Apple makes computers, Southwest, they're just an airline, and Martin Luther King Jr., a civil rights leader. But their influence, wow, it goes so much deeper than just the what. There's a pattern, you see, a way they all communicate that is completely 100% backward from how pretty much everyone else does it.
And you know what, to really get a handle on that pattern, it actually helps to first look at the total opposite. Let's talk about the common mistake. This is kind of the default setting for how most businesses and leaders talk to us.
So you've heard this a million times, right? The typical pitch always starts with the most obvious thing, the what. We sell great computers. We've got low-fare flights. It's concrete, it's tangible, and it's where pretty much everyone kicks things off.
All right, so after the what, if they're a little more sophisticated, they might get into how they're different. You know, their USP, their unique selling proposition. Oh, our computers? They have this amazing user-friendly design. Or we use a super efficient point-to-point system. That's their supposed special sauce.
But here's where it all just kind of falls apart. Almost nobody clearly articulates why they do what they do. And look, I'm not talking about making a profit. That's just a result. I mean the real why. What's the core belief? What's the purpose? Why should anyone on Earth actually care? For most companies, the why is a total afterthought. That is, if they even think about it at all.
And this really lays out the two different paths, doesn't it? You've got the standard approach, starting from the outside in, going from what to how to why. It feels logical, sure, but man, is it uninspiring. It just leads to a simple transaction. But those inspiring leaders we talked about, they do the exact opposite. They flip the whole model on its head. They communicate from the inside out. They always start with why.
So this inside-out approach, this is the whole key. And Simon Sinek gave it a name. He calls it the golden circle. And honestly, it's such a simple idea, but I'm telling you, once you see it, you'll never look at leadership or marketing or maybe even yourself the same way again.
Right at the center, the absolute core of everything, is the why. This has nothing to do with what you sell. This is what you believe. It's your purpose, your cause. It's the reason you get out of bed in the morning. For a company like Apple, their why was to challenge the status quo. For Martin Luther King Jr., it was equality and justice.
Okay, so moving one circle out, you get to the how. The hows are the specific actions you take, the values that guide you that bring that why to life. So for example, if Apple's why is challenge the status quo, their how is making products that are beautifully designed and simple to use. See how that connects? And then, and only then, do we get to the very outer circle, the what. The what is just the result. It's the tangible stuff, the products, the services. You see, the what is simply the proof of your why. For Apple, that proof just so happens to be a computer or an iPhone.
And all of this builds up to the single most important line in all of Simon Sinek's work. It's this: people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And that's not just some catchy marketing slogan, okay? It's literally rooted in biology and how our brains are wired. When you start talking about your why, you're speaking directly to the part of the brain that handles trust and decision-making.
So what happens when you actually put this to work? Well, the entire dynamic just shifts. You stop chasing one-off transactions and you start building real, lasting trust.
Think about it this way. On one hand, you've got the world of manipulation. You know, price drops, special promotions, fear tactics, and yeah, that stuff works, but it's all short-term. It might get you repeat business, but it will never ever get you loyalty. Now, on the other hand, you have inspiration. When you lead with your why, you don't just find customers, you attract people who believe what you believe. And that is what creates true loyalty. The kind of loyalty that money just can't buy.
And the benefits here are just huge. I mean, you build this deep, incredible trust because people feel like you're on their team. You foster a loyalty so unwavering that your customers would feel like they were cheating on you if they went with a competitor. It also inspires your own team to work for a cause, not just for a paycheck. And maybe the best part of all? Anyone can copy your why, but nobody, and I mean nobody, can copy your why.
Okay, so this all sounds fantastic in theory, right? But the big question is, how do you actually do it? How do you take this amazing idea and put it into practice in the real world?
Well, first, you've got to define it. Really get crystal clear on your purpose, something way beyond just making money. Second, you have to embed that why into your culture. You can't just talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. Third, you communicate it first. In everything you do, your why has to lead the conversation. Fourth, you empower your employees, giving their work a real sense of meaning. And finally, that why becomes your North Star. It's the filter you run every single business decision through.
And let's be clear, this isn't just a job for the CEO or the folks at the top. For executives, yeah, it's about rethinking the whole long-term vision. For managers, it's the absolute best way to motivate your teams beyond just hitting numbers. And for every single employee, it's a chance to connect the work you do every single day to something you genuinely believe in. It gives everyone a reason to show up that's so much bigger than just themselves.
So when you really boil it all down, here's the ultimate takeaway. We live in a world that is obsessed with competition, with features, with price. Everyone's just trying to be a little bit better. But your greatest advantage isn't being better. It's being different. Your purpose, your why, that is the most powerful and authentic differentiator you will ever have. Which, of course, leaves us with one last and maybe the most important question. A question for you. Whether you're leading a huge company, a small team, or really just leading yourself, what is your why?